Mr. Brett Tabke, thanks for joining us. We are back here again today with, joining us is Stephen Baker. How big is EveryZing?
We are 20 people.
Okay.
We just finished our B round in June of this year. Most people probably know us as Podzinger. We rebranded to EveryZing shortly after the B round.
Z-I-N-G.
Z-I-N-G, as in, right, exactly.
EveryZing.
And it's fun because we like to say that, Tom is now, CEO of everything. He's got a big ego. But no, it's been just 20 people, mostly focused on technology. Really talented development team, and about 4 or 5 of us on the business side that are really leading the go-to-market effort.
Okay.
And the B round brought us up to about $10 million in funding.
Wow.
So we're hopefully good for the next couple of years to really get this thing to take off.
So what kind of tech is behind EveryZing? I've been looking at it since the days of Podzinger, and it's really fascinating what you guys are up to, the leading edge voice recognition.
Yeah, it's speech to text. So of course, within voice recognition, you have the 2 paths. You got sort of phonetic-based recognition and speech to text. We certainly feel that for to make multimedia a cohesive component of today's web infrastructure, text is really the way to go. So speech to text is at the core of what we do. We were spun out of a company called BBN Technologies. BBN has been around since 1948, really a government R&D shop. Right. They have a variety of strains of R&D going on, one of which happened to be speech to text. And in 2001, they received a grant from the U.S. government, specifically from Homeland Security, Department of Defense, to create the next generation speech-to-text platform. They received a $50 million grant to do that. They delivered it. But BBN is not in the business of commercializing their products or serving customers outside of the public sector. So they decided to take that library of IP, drop it into this new company called Podzinger, now EveryZing, and that's what we became the beneficiaries of. So we got essentially a very powerful speech recognition engine, focuses on speech-to-text transcription, and it's backed by about $50 million of R&D by some of the brightest in the space.
So you guys crawl the web looking for podcasts, audio content, and...
That was kind of the first business model. What we're doing now is you're building a search and publishing platform on top of this recognition engine, and with the goal of providing it to the media space, to the content producers or to the publishers. And then what they can do is upload their content, or actually we make it very easy. We just crawl their content. We stream it through our servers, create a text transcript, time code it, and then kind of funnel it back to them so it syncs up with the original media. And once we get that text transcript, we can do really 3 things with it. One, we can publish it to SEO optimized pages, so now you're visible by your regular web crawlers. 2, we can host it in a site search index or an enterprise search index, so now it's more easy to discover and consume content on the media company site itself. And then 3, because we've got this rich body of content, we can actually use it for ad targeting. So they can use the content of the transcript to figure out what's the right way to call ads, whether it be display ads or whether you boil it down to a bag of words that you send over to Google or Yahoo for your search marketing results, whatever it might be. So that's really kind of the ecosystem that we're building. It's really an end-to-end solution focused to the media industry, to content providers specifically.
A lot of webmasters doing podcasts these days. What should they know about EveryZing? How can it help them?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. We're certainly not positioned as being SEO consultants, search engine marketing consultants to any degree. We really view ourselves as providing technology, or at least the output of our technology helps the SEO community do what they need to on behalf of their customers. So there's a couple of things. You can get familiar with the technology just by coming to everyzing.com, uploading your content, and you'll see how we actually process the text. You'll see it put out in the EveryZing domain, and you'll see the consumable in our player. The other thing you'll see is because we've optimized EveryZing, it should start appearing in Google and Yahoo results not too soon after uploading it. And we see for things like Mitt Romney video or Michael Vick that we're actually placing top 10 on the Google and Yahoo SERPs. So they can get familiar with it that way, and then of course contact us if they're working with media companies or content producers, and we can figure out a way to establish a commercial relationship.
And you're not just doing audio. You're actually crawling the audio portion of videos too.
That's right. Yeah. What we want to do with any form of multimedia is separate out the audio track. So whether if it's a video file, pull out the audio track, or if it's pure audio, just pull out the spoken word files right now.
Well, now, excuse me. Some of the stuff we've done has just popped up on EveryZing, not submitted it or anything. Are you guys crawling Google or
Well, you know what we
Yahoo?
are doing? We're plugged into the YouTube API, and we pull down the tens of thousands of video uploads that we see through the API on a daily basis. Now, we do that for a couple of reasons. One, it gives us just a better test bed to train our algorithms against. The more video you throw at it, the more intelligent our algorithms become. So that's probably how you're beginning to see that stuff. The disadvantage, and you'll see it, the only difference when you see YouTube content on our site is we've snapped in the YouTube player, because we have to, as opposed to our player.
Right.
But we still do expose the transcript. So you are definitely getting an SEO uptick in that. And absolutely, if you've got content,
Saw some backlinks.
it's good backlinks. You upload it to us or put it on YouTube, and we're intercepting it that way.
Any plans in the near future to get into peer video?
Potentially, but not yet. I really see, our business model is, we want to work with the Viacoms and the NBCs of the world and help them. I guess if I take a step back, there's two types of video, at least from an SEO perspective. There's video that is you want to virally release, get the message out. You don't care about getting the traffic back to your site. It's more about the message. And then there's sort of the content and sort of the areas where YouTube and Google have had problems, kind of your Comedy Central content, where the goal is to actually get people back to Comedy Central, not to consume it on YouTube itself. And we're really optimized for that latter case, where we can actually help the content producers themselves unlock the content of their video, multimedia, and SEO it and get it out there. So that's really the environment that we work best in, and sort of from a business model how we're aligned. But that said, for marketers and for search engine marketers who've got content, video or audio content that they are uploading to YouTube, we're certainly picking that up and getting you an SEO lift as well.
Because it just seems like a natural progression to go from voice recognition to character recognition. Some of the video engines are doing OCR on every frame of video.
It's amazing, right? There's a couple of things. When I was at FAST, we experimented with OCR in two aspects. One, OCR just to pull off the closed captioning feed and begin to do some text manipulation and analysis of it. Second was starting to do frame analysis. Can you find the baseball being hit? Can you find the Nike swoosh? Those kinds of things. And there's certainly good technology out there, but what we found is that from a CPU standpoint, to process the 30 frames a second that you're seeing in most professionally created video, you just need massive server arrays. So the technology exists and it's good, but I think its commercial deployment is probably some time off, because there's some optimization that needs to take place there. So for the time being, we're focused 100% on speech to text. It's certainly not a stretch, if we're successful as a company and our business model takes off, to invest in other forms of R&D. But for right now, we're going to stick to the audio because that's the most accessible for us.
But isn't audio just as intensive almost?
Not the way we've designed the algorithms. We can process audio at about a 0.75 to 1 ratio. So 1 minute of content we can process in 45 seconds. And we've done that through just significant optimization of our algorithms and how things are set up on our server array. And that enables us to do some really cool things. For example, CBS Radio is giving us live feeds that we're transcoding or transcribing in real time, about a 30-second delay, spitting back to their websites, and they're using that to surface related content, scroll and targeted ads, those kinds of things. So we really have an advantage right now in the processing speed as it relates to audio.
Speaking of time, we're about out of it. I appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Thank you.